Essex Place Emergency.
Hi there. I need police and a forensics team to my address, please.
In this series, top cops, criminologists, psychologists and journalists will brief actors on the events leading to the murder of an innocent. It is the actors who reveal the raw emotions in the stories of a stalker who kills.
I've been looking forward to this moment for a long time now.
Lewis, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not gay.
Lewis Danes is a predatory paedophile who stalks the web for targets, and he thinks he's found one.
I think that what will happen, but it'll be everything that I want it to be.
This is not what I wanted. I thought we were going to talk about business and have a good time. What are you doing?
Danes knew that Breck's vulnerability was the fact that he wouldn't have believed there was evil in the world.
I think he can find it within him to love me. I think he can like me. It's not about being straight or being gay. It's about control and respect.
Oh, I just want to go home, please.
I think that we're very close, and I think there's room to get even closer.
No, Lewis, please, just back off, please. I don't want this.
I'm getting really concerned that this person isn't actually who he says he is.
Lewis Danes, a very dangerous 18-year-old.
Hey, come on, Breck. It's you and me, man. It's you and me. We're close, aren't we? We're friends. Just let it happen. It's all cool. Just let it happen. Just relax. Everything's fine.
No, Lewis, please, just back off, please. I don't want this.
Shh. Just calm down, okay? Just calm down. Just let me, okay?
I'm not... No, Lewis, please, just get away from me. I want to go home.
Hey, you came to my house. We're friends. This is what's going to happen, Breck.
Lewis, I just want to go home.
You're making me angry, Breck. You're making me very angry and you're hurting me. And you don't want to hurt me, do you?
I want to go home.
I'm not going to let you go home, okay? You're spending the night here like you told me you would. You're going to spend the night with me and we're going to enjoy the night. We're both going to enjoy it, Breck.
Stop, please.
I hate you, Breck. I hate you, little boy. After all the time and all the effort I put into you, and you do this to me. This is how you treat me.
Lewis, wait. Stop, please. Oh, I just want to go home, please.
Look what you've done. Look what you've done to both of us.
Well, I'm 14 years old and I go to church regularly. I like playing on Battlefield and Call of Duty, they're PlayStation games, with my friends. I have a great time doing that. It's really fun.
Breck was a kind-hearted, happy, intelligent, sociable boy.
And in many respects was just an ordinary boy. He was into gaming.
Breck Bednar was a long time coming. His mother Lauren didn't find having a baby easy.
Really, it was a dream came true when I became pregnant with Breck, because it took several years of working with doctors and a lot of effort. And, you know, a miracle happened and Breck came along, and it was the absolute happiest time of my life.
Lauren had left Michigan to set up home in the UK and decided on a safety-first policy when it came to bringing up Breck. She chose to leave America behind.
I felt safer being here because we don't have the gun crime problem that we have in the States.
Breck benefited from a happy family. Triplets arrived after him, and he soon became his mother's go-to helper.
Breck, right from the start, was my right-hand man. I think back, and I did adore him from the start because he was the one that made me a mom. I wanted to be a mom, didn't know if I would be able to be a mom, and he was the one that made me and gave me that new title.
By his teens, Breck had become very keen on computers.
He was always good on the computer right from the start. He seemed natural at it. And as he was studying in school, it wasn't just for fun. He would be on the computer because he had a passion for it. He would literally take his computer apart, put it back together.
But it was the computer which brought him into contact with Lewis Daines, a very mixed-up 18-year-old.
About me. I keep myself to myself. I stay in my room. I live with my grandparents. They don't understand me.
Well, Daines seems to have quite a troubled background. He was in care for a while, comes from what would be described as a broken home.
I live with my grandparents because my parents left me.
So we know that Daines had a history of some problems in his childhood.
My dad fostered me out after my mum left. And so here I am.
And he is a very complex young man in his own right, but very confident at the same time.
They didn't want to be with me because they were selfish. And I don't need them. I've made a life for myself without them.
Using a computer communication program called TeamSpeak, Daines pursues relationships with young boys. Some fall under his influence.
He is incredibly clever to be able to work out what will get somebody else to do something. You know, not everybody can do that.
I find that a lot of people don't understand me, but I like it that way.
He was able to just remove the emotion and see what was needed to get somebody to do exactly what he wanted to. So that's very, very clever.
I stay in my room, that's my choice. I don't bother anyone, so what's the problem with what I do?
But what he was doing was grooming younger teenagers, like Breck.
I come alive when I'm online, when I play Call of Duty. I've got a team, I've got friends. That's my world, that's my life.
He created this fantasy world, this online world that was so far removed from his daily life, and he lived his life in a virtual world.
It's an unreal, real life for young people. So a lot of young people are in these worlds, live in virtual worlds where, you know, the virtual world is their reality.
Via the comms program, Daines shares the online gaming experience with Breck Bednar.
The games I play are Call of Duty, Battlefield, just general war games. I play with my friends. I just really like playing them. It's really fun.
There was no way Breck or his mother could know that Daines had history grooming young boys.
Daines demonstrates an incredible ability to manipulate a boy in America by getting him to deliver to his parents a PowerPoint presentation to try and get this boy to persuade his parents to allow him to come to the UK to see Daines.
Doesn't that just show that I know how to pick them? This boy was 13 and he made a PowerPoint presentation to his parents for me.
And the boy does it. I mean, thankfully the parents say no, but he manages to get this child to do it.
I mean, to me, not only does that scream how professional he was, and I saw that. Remember that I saw that. I was the first to see that in him.
Well, the thing about Danes is that he's a very skilled, for someone so young, a very skilled and manipulative groomer.
But it also says to me how much he valued me as a friend and as a leader. I think he liked me too. I think he liked me a lot.
Someone else beginning to like Danes was the 14-year-old Breck, who, along with his school friends, thought him simply a fellow online gamer.
When I asked Breck questions about him, he said he was living in New York, working for the US government, contract, FBI, all these things that sounded sort of too amazing to be true. And when I would question Breck about it, he had all sorts of stories to back it up, you know, that Danes had told the boys. And I immediately felt a bit of a sense of worry.
She had every reason to worry. How could she or Breck know what was going on behind the eyes of Lewis Danes? By summer 2013, Lewis Danes had created a network of 13 and 14-year-old boys. He decided what online games to play and when, and he handed out privileges to his favourites.
All me and the boys really look up to him.
Well, he becomes this leader of this group of younger boys that are gamers, and that at the same time they game, they talk.
He's actually older. He's 4 years older. He's 18, and he's just an all-round great guy.
He possibly saw that Breck liked a feeling of belonging, and maybe he thought, I can give him a feeling of belonging and then get him to do what I want.
And it's almost like he starts to indoctrinate those boys in the group. And there is a very similar sort of style to what he does to when young people are radicalised online.
He's telling the boys that he's made $2 million in Bitcoin trades and gave it all to the Syrian rebels.
And the way in which he goes about that is almost like brainwashing the boys in the group to behave in a particular way and see the world in a particular way and see the world the way he sees the world.
I like Breck. We've become very close friends.
He's telling the boys that he works for the US government in New York. He's telling, you know, and these other parents were like, wow, no, we didn't know that. We just know they've been gaming together.
I feel we've got a sort of special connection that we share.
He's very good at following orders, and I like that. I respect that. And I enjoy that.
And slowly but surely, he starts to indoctrinate and groom Breck, and gets Breck to give up going to church, gets Breck to see the world in a slightly different way, all of which is a great concern to Breck's parents, particularly his mother.
He just was being torn between, you know, this predator and his family values.
As Danes' influence grew, so Lauren's concerns for her son intensified. It was time to act.
I called the police and I told them all that I knew. I told them that I didn't think this person was who he said he was.
Good evening, sorry police, how can I help?
Yes, I have a 14-year-old son, and there's an 18-year-old person, and I feel like he's being groomed. He's being turned against his family and schooling, and it's been ongoing for a while, and I'm getting really concerned that this person isn't actually who he says he is.
I said I thought he was older. I think he was grooming my son. I told them the stories that he told about, you know, at 16 working for the US government and working for the FBI and being undercover and won't show his face.
I feel like he's being groomed.
I just said Breck's personality is changing, and I'm concerned, and I'm, you know, worried for his safety.
I don't understand why people can't cope with me. I don't see what there is to cope with. I'm very independent. and I don't need others to control my life for me.
Well, we know that Danes from quite a young age, at 15, was alleged to have raped and attempted to rape and sexually assaulted another 15-year-old boy, and that was reported to the police, and the police carried out an investigation into that and those crimes, but actually he was never charged with those offences. So from a very early age, he was suspected of being involved in sexual crime.
The call made by Breck's mother Lauren did not lead to Danes' arrest or even questioning, despite the previous allegations which had been made against him. Meanwhile, Breck stayed in contact with Danes.
He was believing everything that Danes was saying, and he was sort of pulling away from everything, you know, his other friends, his air cadets, his family.
I'm helping him. He struggles at home with his home life. He's got these two very controlling parents, particularly his mum.
Breck appears to have been a boy that, to the outside world, was very level-headed, very calm, but clearly Danes had quite an impact on him.
Danes recognises that Breck has a close relationship with his mum and probably sees that as the main threat, the main relationship to break down, because if he can break down that relationship, then he's got Breck all to himself.
What Danes is very skilled at is pushing all the right buttons for Breck.
I've been showing them there's more to life than what their parents tell them. I want to show him that there's so much more, and I can show him that. I know I can.
His mum is worried, but is quite powerless at this point, because Breck is getting more and more drawn into Dane's world and losing touch with reality.
As matters developed, Danes encouraged a bizarre episode where, with Breck signing it, he orchestrated a letter from son to mother.
I actually received a letter from Breck who said, "Mom, read this letter." And when I backed out to print it, it was actually written and edited by Lewis Danes. And I knew, 100% then that this person was, controlling and manipulating my son and me as well by writing a letter on, Breck's behalf, posing as, as if Breck had written it. And in this letter, it was a manifesto saying, I don't have to go to church because I don't believe in God. I don't have to finish school because I can get a Microsoft apprenticeship and Lewis will get me a job. I don't have to do chores because I don't make a mess. I don't have to do family activities because I'm, too old for those. It was just a whole 2-page letter written by Danes trying to speak for Breck. And Danes was literally in Breck's head, constantly telling him what to think, what to do, how to act, telling him what to say.
In a letter written much later by Danes to Lauren, he offered his unwanted opinions.
I think you should stop controlling his life. Stop taking him to church. He doesn't even believe in God. And stop making him do all these chores because he doesn't like them. He tells me that he doesn't like them. He tells me a lot of things that you don't know.
The persistence is constant, it's playing games daily, it's chatting daily, it's keeping that social contact. So essentially it's electronic tagging.
We took it to the next level. And we started to Skype. We started to send emails backwards and forwards. I taught him how to hide them from his parents, from his mum. She doesn't trust me. But it's none of her business.
Breck clearly sees Danes as a role model, clearly sees Danes as someone that he's aspiring to be. Danes has presented himself as this sort of official leader of the group. He sold a whole lifestyle to Breck, and Breck has bought it.
I formed an internet company when I was 15. Do you know anyone else who did that?
Oh yeah, Lewis has made this, he's made a few investments. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he's made quite a lot of money.
Do you know anyone else who has done that at 15? I want to show them that they can do it too. I want to help them take control of their own lives.
Breck doesn't realise quite how much he is being controlled and manipulated. I think he's a young boy that thinks he's got his own mind. He probably sees his mum as a bit of a nag, as young teenage boys do, when they don't understand actually how much mothers understand of the world. You know, Breck probably can't understand why. His mum just won't let him play with his friend all the time.
Lauren restricts Breck's access to the computer, tries an intervention meeting with the parents of all of the boys in the group. Danes convinces Breck to take a piece of microtechnology with him.
And we left that meeting. We weren't arguing, we weren't yelling, we were discussing, and we basically told the boys it's because we love you and care about you. Unbeknownst to me, Danes had asked Breck to record that meeting. And even though I had taken away all of Breck's technology, I had missed a little teeny MP3 player that I didn't remember he had. And that meeting was recorded. And at that point, Danes would have known exactly what we thought about him, that we didn't trust him, that we didn't believe who he was saying he was, that we thought he was possibly unsavory or dangerous. And he knew all this at that point. So unfortunately, all of my plans to, remove Breck from Danes by forbidding him only made it go underground, which made it worse.
Danes was winning a campaign for the heart, mind and soul of a 14-year-old completely out of his depth and battling with a mother who could not possibly keep control of events. Where would this story end? Breck Bednar's behaviour after his mother's intervention meeting improved. It was like old times.
And funnily enough, Breck's personality went back to more of his normal self. He wasn't fighting about getting off the computer when I would say. He didn't ignore me anymore. He completely went back to his own self. He didn't have this, evil person on his shoulder telling him what to do. But unfortunately, he did in secret. And I had no idea they were still communicating.
It was time for Danes to step up his offer to the boy playing computer games in his room. Would Breck like to make millions of pounds?
I saw something in him right away. Something that I admired and something that I respected. And in turn, he respected me. And I could see that, so I reached out to him in private.
He's literally my best friend.
And I invited him to join my company. It's early days at the minute, but I think that we can go far together. And he's very, very interested in pursuing this relationship, as am I.
He's given me this business proposal that we could make like millions through doing computer games, which is what I love to do, and it's just amazing.
The litany of lies was later uncovered in the emails Danes was sending.
It's not true. It might be in a few years or so, but at the minute you're right, it's not true. But he likes it. I'm giving him hope. Like with all the boys, I feed them these lies and they become so hooked within it all. The more lies I told, the more hooked they became.
It was completely made up. It was all fabricated, but I think in his mind, he probably believed it was true.
I have certain plans, yeah. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But I think that what will happen will happen.
In reality, Breck is getting in touch with a psychopathic paedophile.
And I think any 14-year-old, if you have a carrot of whatever they're passionate about, whether it's dance or entertaining, in Breck's case, computing, he was very enthralled to think that, he could have a special, gateway into this amazing career that he wanted.
At the age of 14, you're quite vulnerable to, you have high hopes and you have, beliefs and views on how you want to be and how you think you should be when you grow up. But I think you're also quite vulnerable. So if somebody says that they can offer you the stars, at that age you're likely to believe that you can have it.
The gulf between what Breck believed to be true and what was actually happening was widening as Lauren desperately tried to wrestle control of her son back. All the while, he was receiving outlandish offers.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I could be making millions and she wants me to do my homework. I actually don't understand.
I'm helping him. I'm not confronting him. He's my friend. We get on very well, we're very close, and we're going to get even closer.
I had no idea that Danes was still secretly manipulating and controlling Breck behind the scenes.
Breck was getting warning after warning from his mother about the dangers of internet strangers, but she was up against a formidable enemy, one constantly in her son's head.
She's scared of change, and she feels threatened, and so she doesn't like me.
Yeah, but he could be anybody, but he's my friend.
For weeks, possibly months, Danes was manipulating Breck, trying to get him away from his family, gaining control.
I'm going to talk to him today, like I've done for the past few months, every day. I'll send him an email. He might even Skype.
Emails promising riches continued.
I'm going to try and get him to come to my house. I'm going to tell him what to say to his parents. And I can't see how they can possibly say no.
The relentless catalogue of lies continued as Danes pressed home the advantage that he had gained. Now he told Breck that he had a buyer for their jointly owned software.
I'm flying over to Dubai soon for a meeting with potential buyers. Of course we can do this. We can make it. And this is the real world.
Lewis wants Breck over at his house because he wants to fulfill his fantasies. And he's using the lure of, these are all the things I've offered you.
But your mother just doesn't understand, okay? This is the same mother who's forcing you to go to church, who's forcing you to do these chores. He's treating you like a kid when you're so much more. I can see it, you can see it, we can both see that. It's only her who can't, okay?
It's almost, it's blackmail. I've promised you these things. This is what I'm going to do for you. So what you can do for me in return is you can come over, and you can see all of these things that I've got and we can work through this plan together. I'm putting all my trust in you. I'm giving you all these things. The least you can do is come to my house.
You don't have any idea how much I want to do this. This is like...
Look, I know there's a lot of mystery around it, and I'm really sorry that I'm having to keep you in the dark, but this is business, okay? And I promise that when we meet, I'll explain it all. I just can't explain it to you right now. But we do have a buyer. They've expressed interest, and I can't say who it is, but the offer is between 55 and 135 million pounds.
For Danes, I think the drive is sex and control, and the ability to manipulate.
Come to my house. We don't live far away. It's as simple as that. One night, we'll have pizza, we'll play games, and we'll discuss business. Think about it. In 2 years' time, you can come home with millions of pounds. What's your mum going to say then?
Fine, okay, I'll think of something.
Breck's a child. He has no idea what he's in for.
It was February 2014, and Breck was going away for a week on an exchange trip to Spain. He packed with his mother, prepared to go. She did not know how Danes was still on the scene. He knew all about the holiday.
I gave him a hug. We said we loved each other. And I said, don't forget to speak Spanish, because they'll probably be better at English than you are at Spanish. So don't cheat. You speak Spanish, because I really wanted him to embrace the opportunity. And, he was just so tall and handsome, and he was so brave because someone else was giving him a lift to the airport. And he was just independent in a good way. And And he just, waved goodbye, said, "I love you, Mom," turned around. And I was so proud of him because I just thought, God, he's not worried about going. He's just so confident, and he's so comfortable with himself. And I was so proud of him. My heart was just exploding, and I never thought that would be the last time that I would see my son alive. You never imagine something like that. I thought he was safe.
There was simply no way that Lauren could have known what Danes had planned. When Breck Bednar returns from Spain, he's met by his triplet siblings, one of whom spots a difference in him, a change, for the better.
The triplet said when Breck was in the lift, he was sort of chatting with the girl and just so comfortable. And his brother Sebastian said, "That was the happiest I've ever seen Breck, Mom." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because he had his first girlfriend." And, his little brother noticed how happy he was with his first girlfriend.
But by now, Danes has put a plan into motion. Soon after Breck returns home, he asks his dad if he could visit a friend.
So his dad said yes, he could go to his friends. And Breck went. Unfortunately not to a friend that was safe, but the predator. The predator had told Breck what lies to say, and the predator had said that he needed Breck to come as soon as possible because he was dying, and he needed to pass over all of the company details for his multi-million-dollar computer company, and the only person he trusted was Breck. And he needed to teach Breck about it, and Breck needed to study.
Danes orders a taxi for Breck, all part of the charade of a multi-millionaire wanting to make Breck rich.
And I think, Breck, why did Breck believe this? When I talk to Breck now, I think, why did you believe all that? But I guess, he just didn't grow up in an atmosphere where people told such huge lies, so he wanted to believe it, and he did believe it.
I'm very excited. I'm not going to lie about that. I've been looking forward to this moment for a long, long time now.
So Breck went off in a taxi, and he was there at Danes' flat for several hours. Danes paid for the taxi. He texted his dad and asked if he could stay the night because they were going to have pizza. And he said, he said things like, "You'll be so proud of me. I'm upgrading my operating system, and I'm learning so much." And I hope he had a good time for a while. And I don't know when the tables turned. I don't know what happened.
What do I plan on doing? I can't be specific. I think that what will happen, but it'll be everything that I want it to be. I think we're both going to enjoy the evening. I think we'll have pizza. I think we'll play games. And then I think we'll get very close.
Wow, he's just got computer screens everywhere.
I think he can find it within him to love me. I think he can like me. I think that we're very close, and I think there's room to get even closer. And I think I just need to show him that.
It seems highly likely that at some point during the evening, Danes discovers something about Breck that he doesn't like.
I know Danes was extremely jealous of Breck's new girlfriend. And afterwards, we found out Breck had put a picture on Facebook of this girl and himself. He had never done that before. He had never posted a picture of he and another girl. And Danes just went crazy. Take that picture off. She looks like a slut. Everybody will think you slept with her. Get her off of there. And he was just obsessed and livid that Breck had posted this picture. And I, wonder if something had to do with that just made Danes flip. I've also wondered if he did it to get back at me because he did it on my birthday. And he hated the fact that I had all these rules and wouldn't let Breck be with him online 24/7.
When Breck finally walks in and realises he's in danger, I think it's too late.
Lewis, what did you just do? Lewis, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not gay.
I think I just need to open his eyes and show him that there's so much more.
In Breck's world, things are good. People are good. He's from a very loving, stable background. He doesn't see evil.
This is not what I wanted. I thought we were going to talk about business and have a good time. What are you doing?
And I think for him, when he was in that situation with Danes, I suspect he was in complete shock.
Hey, come on, Breck. It's you and me, man. It's you and me. We're close, aren't we? We're friends. Just let it happen. It's all cool. Just let it happen. Just relax. Everything's fine.
No, Lewis, please, just back off. Please, I don't want this.
Shh. Just calm down, okay? Just calm down. Just let me, okay?
It wouldn't have entered into his consciousness that that's what he was walking into. And I suspect he was probably quite powerless.
I'm not... No, Lewis, please, just get away from me. I want to go home.
Hey, you came to my house. We're friends. This is what's going to happen, Breck. And you're going to enjoy it. You're going to like it, and you're going to enjoy it like I will, okay?
He was a completely unsuspecting victim. He had no idea. And Danes had it all mapped out.
Lewis, I just want to go home.
You're making me angry, Breck. You're making me very angry, and you're hurting me. And you don't want to hurt me, do you?
I want to go home.
I'm not going to let you go home, okay? You're spending the night here like you told me you would. You're going to spend the night with me, and we're going to enjoy the night. We're both going to enjoy it, Breck.
So I suspect he was like a, lamb to the slaughter.
Stop, please.
I hate you, Breck. I hate you, little boy. After all the time and all the effort I put into you, and you do this to me. This is how you treat me.
Stop, please. Oh, I just want to go home, please.
Look what you've done. Look what you've done to both of us.
Breck Bednar was murdered sometime that night. His clothes were wrapped in a bin bag. Danes' computer hard drives and phones plunged and left in a sink of water to destroy evidence. Duct tape used to bind hands and the murder weapon carelessly abandoned. And then the calculating killer, having first emailed photographs of the scene to people he knew, coolly took his next steps.
The following morning, Danes made a very calm and calculated call, 999 call to the police service.
Essex Police Emergency.
Hi there. I need police and a forensics team to my address, please.
What's happened?
My friend and I got into an altercation, and I'm the only one who came out alive.
Are you telling me you've killed somebody?
Yes, I am.
It's quite unusual for people that have committed such an offence to then pick up the phone and report it themselves to the police.
Right, and who am I speaking to?
My name is Lewis Danes. I'm 18 years old.
And what's actually happened?
He came to stay with me because he was feeling down. I did my best to comfort him. I woke up this morning. He was in a mess. I tried again.
Right, just slow down again, Lewis. I need to take these beats. So did you have an argument with him last night?
No, we were fine.
It goes along the fantasy for Danes. He has planned out this story in his mind of how he wants it to go. And phoning the police and telling the story is part of his plan.
I have a penknife on the side. He picked it up, opened it, and then lost control. I, in self-defense, put my left arm up to block him from stabbing me effectively. We struggled. I got him to the ground. He got up. I got the knife. Can you not interrupt me with this part?
Okay, go on.
Okay. This is being recorded anyway, isn't it?
Yep.
So when the operator interrupts him, he doesn't want that because that wasn't in his plan. So he wants to say what he was going to say because he absolutely believes that he will be let off, that he will wangle his way out of any criminal conviction because he believes that he has that power.
I grabbed a knife and I stabbed him once in the back of the neck, I believe somewhere near the brainstem. I don't remember exactly what happened, but the fight ended with me cutting his throat. I believe I turned around and I slashed his throat. He fell onto the bed face first. I was trying to compress the wound at that time. And
Lewis, are you still in the room where Breck is?
No.
Where are you?
But this... Don't interrupt me, just let me explain this. This is being recorded.
And it's almost like he wants to maintain that element of control. Now that's quite unusual for someone so young.
I dropped the knife in my hallway. I stripped down and just sat in the shower. Look, are the police on their way? I can hear something.
They are.
Okay, I'm going to go and do my part. Please, thank you for your help.
Right, just listen.
But he's used to doing that. That's how he's lived his life online, telling people what they want to hear, telling them what he wants them to hear in a particular way. So it's quite cold, it's quite calculated, but it's very manipulative.
Daines was found guilty of the murder of Breck Bednar, sentenced to life and told he would spend a minimum of 25 years in prison. Breck's mother, Lauren, has established a foundation aimed at warning of the dangers of playing games online. It's called the Breck Bednar Foundation.
Breck is the only person I really talk to because my whole life I had a spirituality and a religious side to me, and I can't believe that there's actually a God who would let this happen. And if there is a God, he must hate me because it's not fair what happened to Breck.
The internet is an incredibly dangerous place because young people don't recognise how vulnerable they are in that situation, and they don't realise that they are removing themselves from real life and entering into these worlds that anything can happen. They just put their faith that other people see and do as they do, not realising that there could be people like Daines there too who are ready to pounce on unsuspecting victims.
So I talk to Breck and I apologize. And sometimes I yell at him. Say, Breck, why didn't you listen to Mom? I told you this person. I told you this person wasn't who he said he was. How did you believe that, Breck? You were so clever. And then I tell him how much I miss him and how much I know he was going to do something with himself because he had such a passion and so clever. He was going to be a real asset to society.